The ones on gas station flowers come back during visiting hours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever episode of the xxavvShow. Great. So really quickly, I want to make this clear. I have a terrible memory. It's just that simple. And I'm probably going to forget half of what I wanted to talk about in this episode to begin with. So I have a slide of notes that are up here on this monitor next to me. And yeah, so just completely ignore if you see my eyes glance over here. Or not glance per se, but intently stare at the screen as I try to figure out where I am. Anyways, yeah, I'm happy for that you are here because this series has been in the works for so long. It's been in the works for like ever at this point, probably since January. And there are lots of scrapped episodes, themes, random clips, and stuff that I have filmed that are never gonna see the light of day because I just, yeah. This is the first episode ever, and this is how it's going to start. And you're here today because I wanted to talk about my new compilation album, which is coming out this Friday, June 27th, and called Mastering Remixes. And if you don't know what a compilation album is, it's basically an album, a collection of music that including previously released recordings, unreleased tracks, combinations of both, and yeah, put it all together, bam, ship it off to you. It's like I don't want to say it's like a greatest hits album, but a greatest hits album is an example of a compilation album. And it also happens to be a remix album, which, if you don't know what that is, you are stupid. But I'll tell you anyway. It's a collection of previously released songs that have been reworked, rearranged, or altered by a different producer or artist, or even the same artist or person, because I did it. Anyways, creating new versions of the original track. So, yeah. And this Masters and Mixes, it is not just any compilation album. It is the compilation album. Because I went back, I found 16 of my old songs, remastered them, or just mastered to begin with, because some of these songs that, like, especially from like way back in the day, were not mastered at all. Re-engineered with my brand new ears. Slap a brand new label on them, and bam, re-release them just like that. Fancy, right? And then additionally, I also went off and found 7 remixes in my archive of hundreds of songs that I forgot existed and added them to the track list. So I hope you enjoy it. Please listen to it. Okay, my Spotify is looking kind of sad with like 7 monthly listeners right now, and it just keeps going down. So I beg you, when it comes out, please listen to it. I need your help. Anyways, I am extremely excited about Masters and Mixes. I personally think that it's a very cool project for me because it was so much fun to like go back in time, because I had to actually go back and listen to all of my albums again, and I went to go find my favorite songs, the best ones on the album, or I guess even the singles, because at the time anything that I released as a single was probably my favorite song or favorite songs off the album or whatever it was. And yeah, it's hard for me to believe that I've done everything that I've done so far in just about 4 years, nearly 4 years coming up in... I actually have no idea. I'll get back to you on that. And for someone like me who's been in this industry for 4 years, which is absolutely nothing compared to the hundreds of artists, thousands of artists who have been in this industry for like 20 years or more, it's just like having 4 whole albums in like one for every single year, or I guess 2 in 2024 and then 1 for the 2 years prior, or 68 songs plus over 100 unreleased ones, in my opinion at least, is a little insane to believe. And like, I've just been cranking out songs like it was nothing. And honestly, now I'm finding myself to be in like a really good spot, because I've taken a chill pill on releasing new music to a degree that is, because I'm not really rushing myself to finish anything anymore, and I can take my time to work on a brand new, amazing, incredible project, meaning I can give it more thought, richness, and like intent behind it, instead of it all just being like an incohesive collection of stuff. And to feel something for it too, because that's a big part of why I do music. It's because I want to feel something from it. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy when I'm able to release and share my work with people. It, like, the earth, everyone on earth, anyone who wants to listen to it, I'm sharing it with you. And even if you don't listen to it, I'm still sharing it with you, because it's available in your fingertips. Whatever you're watching this on right now, whether it be a TV, your smartphone, which is probably what you're watching this on, a computer, a laptop, a tablet, my music is there. Especially on YouTube, it is there. And you can listen to it if you really desire it. Yeah. Yes, that is very true. And I put many hours of work into all of my projects, all of my songs, all of my music. There has been barely any song that I can distinctly remember that has been finished in just one day. Everything that I've done so far has taken me at least 2 to 4 days to finish a song, just one song, which means write, produce, edit, mix, master. The recording part is the part that takes the longest. Writing is really easy for me. It just like comes to me. I love writing songs. It's very fun to be able to express a story in a song, you know, because I'm not gonna try and explain it. It's too much work. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, my last 4 singles. So that would be Appalled, Do Me a Favor, You Hate Yourself, and Breakdown. Those 4 singles right there are the key definition of me taking my time. Everything else before that was slightly rushed. Everything after that point is going to be taking my time. But those 4 singles were the first time that I really I gave them the time to breathe, to learn themselves, I guess, and kind of to get me into the song. And yeah, and most importantly, the most important thing that I can say about this new thing for me is that I haven't given myself a deadline that's just like right there, like right at the end of the day. Like, I start a song on Saturday, and then I say to myself, this song has to be finished by the next Saturday. That's a week. I cannot finish a song in a week, or an album in a week. That's insane. Because like with music too, for example, I gave myself some pretty harsh deadlines. Like, I just went through my calendar the other day, and I just happened to see it in there, and it was like You have to complete 1, 2, 3, 4 songs. 4 songs in a week and a half. I don't know if you know how insane that is, but like, yeah. But I did it, so I guess you could call me a little bit of a multitasking master. Anyways, don't quote me on that because I am not a multitasking master. Anyways, yes. And being able to see how the evolution in the way that I work and the way that I sound and all that stuff when I go through my older catalog is mind-blowing. And the fact that this is like historical for me is insane. This is like my life, my legacy. Like my whole image that's being documented year by year through music. What? Okay. Now where were we? Going back to masters and mixes. This has been an in-progress project since probably around April, and at least the concept of it anyway. It has gone through multiple stages and redesigns, I mean album cover and name. That's what I mean by that. I just want to clarify that because, yeah. Anyways, and reconstruction too, because some of the songs that I chose have been reworked at least 5 times since I started this project. So, anyway, yeah. And finding the right songs to put on masters and mixes has been pretty difficult because like I just said, I have like 68 songs, 4 whole albums to choose from. And the promotion for the album was pretty impromptu. Like, it just started on Saturday or something like that because I unexpectedly finished it. I know, shocker, right? I finished it at the very end of May, and I didn't want to give it too much time to sit around because I knew that my nerves would start getting up to here, and then it would just like I would either cancel the project or go back to working on it again, which means that it will never be released, like, ever. Yeah, and I was originally planning for a late summer, early fall release of masters and mixes. Well, not exactly masters and mixes, but you get the point. Alongside a standalone. Oh, that changes color. I just saw that. Never mind. That was off topic. Anyways, alongside a standalone remix album during the same time period. But within the last few weeks or so, I ended up canceling the remix album projects because I was just like, I was never gonna get enough artists or enough people on board to remix, remake, redo my music and turn it into like a full album. Like, I can get people to do remixes and stuff, but not enough to do like a full 15, 16 song album. So I took it upon myself and found some remixes and other things that I've done already. And that's when I found the 7 remixes that ended up on the end of masters and mixes. And yeah, basically I combined both projects together and made the remixes a separate disc, which is where the mixes part of masters and mixes comes in. This hair is getting in my eye and it's annoying. Anyways, I'm gonna do this actually. So there you go. And now, as you've probably seen in the promotion so far for the album, it has a total of 24 tracks. And last time that you checked, 16 plus 7 does not equal 24. Which means, yes, there is one more track. And it was one that was supposed to end up on an EP, an extended play, celebrating the 1 year anniversary of my third album, Love. And we'll talk more about the 1 year anniversary and Love in a separate episode, so because I want to try and keep this focus on masters and mixes right now. But this additional song is being released with masters and mixes as a standalone single this Wednesday. And that song is, drumroll please, End of the Night. Yes, it's End of the Night. I re-recorded it back in February, part of the L1YA, or Love 1 Year Anniversary celebration, but the project just never came to fruition, and like I said, we'll talk about that in another episode, probably the next one, because I have nothing else to talk about. Additionally, I am releasing single versions of a few of my songs that came out on previous albums and were released as singles on YouTube before I started putting my stuff on streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. Because some of you may know that I haven't released music. I only started releasing music on streaming services like Spotify in 2023, like in September, October-ish 2023. So anything before that date, I never got around to putting them on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever it is that you listen to music. So now I'm re-releasing them in their brand new, shiny, remastered form on all streaming platforms starting this Friday when the album comes out. You'll start seeing these singles pop up around. So don't be surprised if you just see 7 new singles from me on your pages or whatever. And these songs are Say You Love Me from Music 1, Life Without You from Music 1, and Not Afraid of You from Music 1. They were all released as singles from the album back in 2022. Then there's Still in Love, Disrespectful, and You Wanna Be Me from Music 2, which were singles which were the second, third, and fourth singles from Music 2 in 2023. And 2 specialty singles are coming out on Wednesday and Friday respectively. I already told you what one of them are, but the other one that's coming out on Friday is a surprise, but you'll probably hear it already if you listen to the album. So I'm just telling you, keep that in mind, kids. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. I know it's gonna be 15 minutes long or whatever, but who cares? Not many people are gonna watch this, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of these. Comment anything you want below. I do not care what it is, just do it. And yeah. New episodes will always come out on Fridays. If I was a normal person, I would say weekly, but I have a terrible knack for not keeping schedules, and I have a fear that I'm not going to record a lot of clips or episodes on time, and then the editing team isn't going to get them, and then blah blah blah, they're not going to be released on a weekly basis. Anyways, cut to the credits. Alright guys, just remember that